We're previewing NFL Week 1 here at SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak, and we're covering every NFL game with one-on-one interviews this year, but we're doing a Monday night games with roundtables. And this weekend there are two Monday night football games, and we are joined by Dave Golikoff from AskMen.com, and we are joined by Scott Kellen, once again returning guest from SixCentSports.com. All right, thanks guys. And the second Monday night football game is Chargers and the Raiders. This is a very interesting game. Normally you would think that the Chargers have traditionally had a significant edge over the Raiders, a team that's kind of underperformed and been a pretty good bet against most of the time. But this weekend, I'm looking at this game. First of all, of course, Ryan Matthews is out for the Chargers, and the Chargers have some issues on the offensive line, and things are kind of looking up for the Raiders. They've got Carson Palmer finally at quarterback, doesn't really have any head issues. So I'm thinking that maybe the Raiders at home -1 might be a good bet, and even more, I'm thinking maybe under 46.5 because Philip Rivers doesn't look like he's going to be able to play. I mean, the Chargers are looking like the defense is going to be their strength in this game. Scott Kellen, what do you make of this game?
I don't have a huge opinion on this. Oakland, for me, qualifies in a pretty good situation, but they don't qualify in the best subsets of it. So for that reason, I can't play the game, simply because of the system. I make the game about a pick 'em. I think Oakland has just recently become a favorite this week in this game, albeit a 1 or 1.5 point favorite. But I make it a pick 'em, and my total looks to be about 51 points. Now that's mostly based off of last year's stuff, so it's not necessarily really accurate. Oakland, I think, is just 1-4 straight up the last 5 times they played here against San Diego, including losing the final game last year. I think 38-26, I believe it was. Although I think that game was a little bit closer than the final score. But they have beat San Diego 3 of the last 4 years. So they beat them once last year in San Diego, and then in 2010 won both games there. So they can certainly compete with the Chargers, and the Chargers obviously might be taking a step down a little bit. The last 5 years, though, Peter, in Oakland, between these two teams, I've seen at least 44 points being scored. Last year in that game, last week of the season, they scored 64. I think I was on the over in that game. And both teams got issues in the secondary. Oakland's basically coming back with a completely new secondary just about. And I think both teams have receivers that can take advantage of those weaknesses in the secondary. So this game might actually end up playing out a little bit higher scoring than some people might think. And I would add, San Diego's also going to go with Mike Harris, I believe, at left tackle, who's a rookie. And I remember that game in San Diego last year. Oakland beat the heck out of San Diego and Philip Rivers because of the left tackle situation. So if Mike Harris can't protect Philip Rivers in this game, I think we're going to see a duplicate there where Oakland will take advantage of that and win this game. And more than anything, I would probably look for this game to go over the total, if anything.
Right. All right. Thanks, Scott. You've definitely talked me out of the under. I was thinking about betting it when I was researching it, but I didn't. Now I'm definitely staying off of it. But I'm still leaning towards Raiders -1. Dave Golikoff from AskMen.com. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I'm with you. I don't want anything to do with San Diego at this point. You guys could tell me that you've got 2 free tickets to the San Diego Zoo, and I wouldn't even want to go. I think San Diego is not only a team with a ton of pressure on them, but they're a team in big transition. Look at how much has changed on this offense. You got Jared Gaither supposed to be their starting left tackle. He's out. You've got an undrafted rookie free agent who's starting at left tackle. Vincent Jackson gone. Vincent Brown is supposed to be there. He's out. You've got Robert Meacham, Eddie Royal as new receivers there. You got Ronnie Brown as the team's new running back. Since when are we relying on Ronnie Brown, for reliable carries? Mike Tolbert's gone. He would have filled this role happily last season. There's a ton of pressure on Philip Rivers to do everything for this offense. And we've already seen what happens when the whole load is put on Philip Rivers' arm. We saw it all of last year. 20 interceptions, a career high. On the flip side, you've got Oakland, who they're kind of that smash-mouth physical team, and they're going up against a very soft Chargers team. It's like basically putting Dwight Howard against Andrew Bynum in the post. You're going to want Dwight Howard because he's got that toughness. That's what the Raiders have. They've got a good running game. They're going to smack the Chargers in the mouth, and I see them winning this game. At the very least, I would not play the Chargers, but if you have to play this game, play the Raiders. The last point that I will throw out, because I agree with Scott on the over there, is that Carson Palmer plays particularly well against the Chargers. For his career, he's completed 70% of his passes, 13 touchdowns, and just 3 interceptions. There's nothing in that Chargers secondary that he has to worry about except for Eric Weddle. Quentin Jammer's a bum, Antoine Caisson's a bum. They've got no depth behind those guys. So I like the over, and I do like the Raiders in this game.
Awesome. Great preview, guys, and I am definitely leaning Raiders myself. Thanks.